So we're going to make a ocean fish scene today that you can use as a Father's Day card. But remember, for fathers in our world, those can be people who support us and keep us safe and make us happy in life. So this can be a card for a father or a grandmother or anyone special in your life. So I'm going to need blue construction paper and white construction paper, and then just some scraps of other colored paper. And if you don't have those, remember you can always color on white paper and create other colors like that. I'm going to use a popsicle stick as my fishing rod and some string or twine as the line, but you can also just draw those on if you don't have access to those things. And then I'll need my trusty marker, scissors, and glue. So I'm also going to use something to trace with yet again. So I'm going to make a circle fish today. So I am going to trace around this lid, and I'm going to hold it down with my left hand, and my right hand is going to do all the work while left hand keeps it steady. Circle cutting time, starting on the right side because I'm right-handed, going counterclockwise because I'm right-handed. Not closing my scissors all the way so I don't get points on my circles. My right hand is in charge of squeezing, and my left is in charge of turning the paper. There we go. Turn, 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 turn. And no pointies. Awesome. Okay, so we have our fish body. Now let's make our ocean. So we're going to need like 3/4, 2/3 of a blue piece of construction paper. So I'm just going to cut off a little bit that I don't think I'm going to need. So we're going to have sky on top and ocean below. So that's pretty good. Okay, so in order to make my ocean paper even, I am going to take a flat item like a ruler, or in this case I'm just using an envelope. I'm going to line it up so that they're even. I'm going to hold the paper down. I am going to rest my pencil and drag along the edge of the envelope or ruler so that I get a fairly straight line. Now I'm going to trim that. So this is going to be our ocean down here and our skies up here. So now we're going to need to make some waves. Now if the waves I draw are too tricky, you can do waves that are just like this and cut along that line, or you can try and make trickier waves that come up, back and around, up, back and around, up, back and around, up, back and around. Obviously the second ones are going to be a lot harder to cut, but either one is good practice for cutting. So I'm going to try and cut on these waves, and just like other cutting, when it's tricky, I'm going to keep my scissors pretty wide. See how my scissors are pretty much all the way open, and I'm just going to squeeze very gently as I go around. not easy cutting, so take your time. So I'm going to turn my paper and do it again. So we have our waves, and since I have some black lines, I'm going to turn it over and glue it on this way so that you can't see the black lines. Take our glue, we're going to outline, and then put some in the middle. We're not going to push down on our glue stick so hard that it squishes the top. And we're not going to put on a crazy amount of glue. Just as much as we need. That's it. No more. That fish is going to go here. And then I'm going to make my fish a little bit more decorative. So I'm going to give him some spots or stripes or whatever I feel like it. So I can either take marker or construction paper and make some stripes. Kind of looks like an Easter egg. And if you're practicing something like diagonal lines, you can decorate it with things like little X's or big X's to get that practice in. Okay, so there is a very decorative fish. Now he needs a tail, so I can take any color paper I want. I'm going to use this one, and I'm just going to draw kind of a triangle. So again, for those working on diagonal lines, you can have somebody make dots for you, and you start at the top and go down, over, up, and we can glue our fish with its tail on. Okay, now our fish needs an eye. So this is great practice for making small circles and coloring inside the lines using just your fingers. My wrist isn't moving because it's not a big area that I'm coloring. It's very small, so I use only my fingers. And then I'm going to give him an open mouth because he's going to be kind of sane. Now we can decorate all around our seascape. I've got some scrap paper here so I can make seaweed. So this will give you another chance to practice cutting on uneven or wiggly paths. So since these are also curves, I'm not closing my scissors all the way. I'm turning the paper just like I would for a circle. Maybe I'll make a little crab. So I'll cut out a couple of arches. And then I'll make his claws by folding this tiny piece of paper in half, bringing the edges together, pinching, and cutting out a small arch by just turning my paper. There's my little crab. So there's no real right or wrong, just working on your cutting skills. I'll make one other little fishy. So I'm going to give him kind of an oval body. And this is small cutting, guys. I'm not closing my scissors. And you can always make your fish bigger so that it's not quite as tricky. Okay. So there's my ocean setup. Now I'm going to take a small piece of the string And I'm going to tie it or wrap it around the stick. Just a couple times. So holding it down with one hand and wrapping around with the other. And then I'm going to hold that for a few seconds for it to dry. Okay, so then our fisherman pole is going to be up here like someone's hanging on to it. And then we can put our string kind of wherever we want. Just kind of help it lay flat with a little bit of glue. You could cut out or you could draw a little wiggly worm at the end of it. And then you can practice your writing. So for those of you who are working on writing in a small space, this is a good line. So you have to write, I'm hooked on you. And then you can put dad or grandma, grandpa, whoever. Say, I'm hooked. Okay, and if that is too small, you can also write it up here. That'll totally work. And if you're worried about making a mistake or needing to rewrite it, you can write it on another piece of paper. So you can write it big. You can work on having the 3 lines. And say and then you could cut this out and just put it on the top, or you could glue it on another piece of paper so that it brightens it up a little bit right there. And you can also put a message like love, Miss Katie. And you can put that in the sky as well. And there's our finished card.